What's going on? It's your boy S.M.N at S.M.N's Domain on Twitter. Tory Lanez gifted his fans 2 mixtapes on Christmas. One was Chixtape 3, and the other one was the new Toronto, hosted by DJ Drama. And this review will tackle the first one, Chixtape 3. Don't forget to watch my review for the new Toronto as well. Getting into Chixtape 3, this is the R&B side of Tory Lanez. You know, he's very fluent in, both R&B and rapping. He kind of has that dual edged sword to him. And I like that he's always has like a hand in the production. I've been a fan of Tory Lanez since 2011. I first heard about him at the end of 2010 when he dropped Mr. One Verse Killer. And then, 2011, he put out 3 mixtapes. He had the original Chixtape. He had Swavy. And I think the other one was Mr. Peterson. And now he's more involved in the production than ever. You see his name in the credits. And so that's something that I like about Tory Lanez, is that in addition to progressing as an artist, he's kind of moved into, the production as well. And now he has like pretty much an in-house producer with Picasso, who is extraordinary. I think he's going to have a breakout year in 2016. But getting into this, mixtape, it's more, I feel like it's more sample driven than, the previous ones. It's shorter than, the other ones that he's dropped, but at the same time, it has the same amount of impact. Going into the samples, like he samples like Destiny's Child, Jagged Edge, Usher, Juvenile. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and it really it works for nostalgia purposes. Like if you're just like a fan of R&B, you never heard Tory Lanez, and you hear this project for the first time, you're gonna be blessed with like a lot of nostalgia. You're gonna remember Jagged Edge just walked out of heaven, and how amazing that beat was. And I think Tory takes it a step further because, him and his producer tend to embed part of the song into it. So it's not a collaboration per se, but like you listen to You Got It Worse, which is a flip of Usher's You Got It Bad. And you have, part of Usher's, hook come in. And then, it's just all wrapped together. It's not just them lifting, the original beat. It's them, lifting bits and pieces of the entire song and making it sound amazing. It sounds good. I love it. I think the one sample that I really wasn't too big on was the Juvenile Freestyle. And that's because this might be blasphemous to say, but I never liked slow motion like that. Out of being a Juvenile fan, out of, his entire catalog, I feel like that might be one of his weaker singles. I understand the importance of it, and why it was as big as it was, but at the same time, for my personal taste, I wasn't too into it. I really like the S.M.N, which is, Say My Name, the Destiny's Child. That one stood out, obviously walked out. And N.A.M.E, which took Alicia Keys' You Don't Know My Name. And he says something like, I fell in love with a chick and who didn't even know my name. Like, I like lines like that. Stuff that you could relate to. I know it sucks to bring up this because of all the comparison and like the tension. But when you think about like some of the lines that Tory Lanez does, it reminds me a little bit about Drake. Drake has that social media appeal to where he'll say a line and you can quote it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. And I feel like Tory Lanez is having that same kind of an impact too with lines like the one I just mentioned. The other thing that I didn't really care for on the tape was that Save It, which is not a bad record, it's just hella long. 7 minutes for one song is entirely too long. So that was my only complaint. Again, it's a pretty good record. It's the only, I believe it's the only collaboration on the project. It's the only collaboration with Ed Sheeran. And I gotta say though, I was impressed. Out of, the whole Chixtape series, I think he's managed to get better and better with each one. I would think 3 is probably my favorite out of, the other 2. And I recommend it. I think Tory Lanez is going to have a huge 2016. He already has a #1 hit single with Say It. And I'm sure he'll have another hit single in 2016 leading up to the album. And then when he finally puts out the album, I hope it does well, because I've been watching this guy, you know, work hard for, you know, 5+ years. And he's always improved, he's always gotten better, and he's always been consistent in putting out music. So I definitely say download Chixtape 3. Download the new Toronto as well, and I'm going to review that in the other review. So go watch that. And now I got 3 questions for you. Number 1, what sample flip stood out the most? There's a lot of good ones on there. Number 2, out of the 3, which Chixtape is the best? Rank them in the comment section below. And lastly, which of the 2 tapes that Tory Lanez put out on Christmas was your favorite? Are you more a fan of, you know, the R&B side or the rapping side, or are you just one of those fans that can't choose? You love them both? Let me know in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at S.M.N Domain. As always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.